Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be covering a very interesting topic, which is what is artificial intelligence? I'm sure when someone says artificial intelligence, the first thing that comes to your mind is generative AI, your ChatGPT, Copilot, because I think there's been so much buzz around this technology and for good reasons, because they have shown us that AI can actually do more than we actually thought. So I think today we're going to be covering and going into detail about what artificial intelligence is. So let's look at the agenda. Well, the agenda today is very simple. So we're going to look at what artificial intelligence is, so basically defining it. We're going to look at the history of this technology and sort of understand some of the capabilities that this technology can actually do. Right. So let's get into it. So now, firstly, what is artificial intelligence? So I tried to make this a bit interesting, and basically ask Chat Copilot to say what is artificial intelligence. And now this is the response I actually got from it. All right. So it says AI is a branch of computer science that focuses on creating systems capable of performing tasks that would typically require human intelligence. Now that's very important. This is basically giving these systems the capability to perform human tasks. So these are tasks that are typically done by human beings. So this is something that you'd not expect systems to do because we think they just automated and they do things in a certain way. But artificial intelligence actually adds the human element, the ability for these systems to even make decisions or identify objects. And it further says, now these tasks include visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and language translation. Now, if you think about all those three things, right, four things, I mean, this is actually what humans typically do, right? So, this is human intelligence. So, tasks like translating a language, making decisions, normally would require human intelligence. So, at a high level, or a basic definition, artificial intelligence is giving machines the ability to perform human tasks, right? So tasks that would typically require human intelligence. So examples of these technologies that we interact with on a daily basis or that we're seeing is your chat GPT. So I'm sure everyone probably has used it when they were doing research or writing something at school or trying to understand content or getting certain ideas. Alexa, you can basically have a conversation with this software and get answers, and it can even set alarms for you, even advise you where to get certain shopping locations by just having a conversation with this tool. It's able to give you answers, right? Self-driving cars. I'm sure you've had discussions about having self-driving cars, and which is something that really typically required humans to actually do. So humans normally sit behind the car and they drive it, but now there is that capability or possibility that AI systems could actually drive for us. And there's been a lot of debate around this whole idea, but I think hopefully in the next coming years we can see some progress around this technology. So now let's look at the history. Let's see where this technology actually started and how far we've actually came. Looking at the timeline, this all started in the 1940s, right? This is when we first had our digital computers. And not long after that, we had our first AI system, which is Theseus, right? So Theseus was a small robotic mouse that could navigate a simple maze and remember its course. So it's a very basic sort of AI system. It goes around and remembers how it got to the point where it is, right? Moving further to around the 1955s to 1960s, we have another one called Perceptron, right? Perceptron Mark One. This is regarded as the first artificial neural network. It could visually distinguish cards marked on the left and right side, right? This is very basic sort of artificial intelligence. And moving further to the 1990s, so we have the TD Gammon. So this is software that learned to play backgammon, which is a high level, which was at a high level, but not above like your top players in the world. So this was very it was performing at a very high sort of level, but not getting to a stage where it could actually beat the best players in the game, right? So we're seeing some improvement in this technology. Started off with something that was just memorizing how it got to point A to point B, now getting to something that could actually play challenging games. Moving on to 2010, this is when we see AlexNet. So this was a very important sort of advancement, um, because this was a deep learning system that had neural networks with many layers. Now, it could recognize images of objects such as dogs, even cars, at a near human level. So this was a huge breakthrough for this technology. And now moving on to 2017 up until now, and even looking at the future, I'm sure you've seen a lot of improvement, especially starting in 2021. We saw things 2021, 2022, ChatGPT come into play, and so many of those AI or generative AI technologies coming into play, showing that the growth of these technologies is rapidly increasing, and we're seeing systems that we couldn't even imagine before. I think this is very interesting. But now, maybe let's look at the capabilities. What are some of the capabilities that these technologies can actually do? Now, at a high level, there's four capabilities that this technology can actually do. Now, we've got computer vision, natural language processing, document intelligence, and generative AI, which is our favorite one, right? Now, let's look at these sort of capabilities in detail. Starting with the first one, right? The first one, computer vision. So, what is computer vision? Computer vision is an AI capability that deals with visual processing, which basically mimics the human eye. All right. An example of this is Seeing AI. So Seeing AI is a Microsoft application. So what this application basically does, you can just open your camera and point at an object, and it can tell you what that object is. If it's a laptop, it can tell you it's a laptop. It can even tell you items that are moving, and even tell you products when you're doing your shopping. So this is very useful for blind people, as it allows them to still know what is in front of them, even though they do not have the capability to see. So this technology is mimicking the human eye and making it easier for blind people to actually navigate around the world. Moving on to the next one, we've got neural language processing. Now, this is an AI capability with understanding written and spoken language. So you can actually speak to the systems and they can understand what you're saying, and you can even write to the systems and they can understand what exactly you are saying. Now, examples of this are Google Assistants. You can ask Google Assistant to basically give you definitions of certain items or even locate certain places for you. Same thing with Alexa, right? You can have Alexa at your house. You can ask it to switch on the lights, um, turn things on, set reminders for you. So you don't have to just write to these models. You can even speak to them, and they understand what you're telling them or what you've written to them. So that's natural language processing. Now, another very interesting one is document intelligence. Now, this is an AI capability that deals with reading, extracting, understanding, and analyzing data from documents. Right. Now, if ever you've had a very huge document, and let's say you wanted to understand what the document is actually talking about at a glance, you could actually use document intelligence to basically summarize the entire document for you. It has the capability to read a document, summarize it for you, or even extract data from documents and turn it into insights that would take you a long time if you were to read the full document. So this is a very sort of like useful tool if you work with large documents and you'd like to extract data from those documents, right? Now, last but not least, right, the generative AI. So this has been one of the most amazing AI innovations of our time, and people have just went crazy regarding these technologies, and for good reasons, right? They're very useful, and these are technologies that we can use in our daily basis at work, whether it's school or whether you're doing some research or trying to understand certain topics, right? So Just to define this, so this is an AI capability that deals with creating original content. Now, this can be in the form of text, images, videos, or audio, or even software code, right? So, these tools are very useful in that they can create new content for us, right? We can use some of this content for doing our research, we can use some of this content for basically understanding certain topics. And I'm sure most of us have used one of these three, whether it's Copilot or Gemini, ChatGPT. These have been some of the most amazing innovations of our time, and they've given society so much value. And so many people use them for different things, whether it's for your business or for generating ideas. And I think at a glance, that's some of the capabilities that come with this AI technology. And I think we've come to the end of our session. And we are going to be releasing a video that's going to be covering more of these tools in detail, or even show you how you can actually get started and utilize them, or even integrate them with some of the applications. So I hope you found this session useful, and looking forward to the other sessions that we'll be doing regarding this technology. Thank you.